Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Hello, all.
All right, so it's been a while, Scott.
Really, I've lost count.
I know. So, what would you like to do? Because we never did a cast on the Vanquishers, and you and I never did a cast on the Eve of the Daleks. You want to just go to
Yeah.
Eve of the Daleks?
Yeah, let's go to Eve.
Yeah, let's go to Eve of the Daleks. All right, so I didn't get your reaction, but I got Vaughn's reaction. Well, Vaughn didn't
Yeah.
really see it, so we got my reaction. So why don't you tell us what you thought of the episode?
I'll admit it wasn't bad. For one, it's one of those times where like two or three episodes of the reflux. That's what acid reflux. Oh, did I say that a lot? This is my bad. The acid reflux. Damn it! The flux. There we go. It's one of those two or three of the episodes were good, like always with Chibnall's here, and then the special is good. Is the next good one. It wasn't bad, I have to say. The whole concept of them constantly repeating, and each time it gets shorter and shorter. There was a new, I can't remember if it was Outer Limits. I think it was a new Outer Limits one from I think the 90s. They had something similar going on. And I think after the third time, after the second or third time, I started thinking this has to do with the TARDIS rebuilding itself.
Yeah.
So,
and the TARDIS was basically protecting them.
Yeah.
And resetting it so they wouldn't die because.
Yeah.
You know that is apparent that the TARDIS was.
Yeah. Like I said, I knew by like the second or third time was the TARDIS, and the whole notion that all these little sections in this storage area, this one individual was storing all this stuff, I thought was kind of funny.
Right. And he loved her, so he just kind of
he loved her.
Was making an excuse to
basically.
That's memery. That's
memery. But anyway, that was kind of him trying to build up the courage to see her and all that.
Yeah. At first I thought that I was pissed about it, if you remember.
Yeah.
And then I was also like, oh, we built it up to such huge expectations. A third part in the trilogy. It wasn't really a trilogy part. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was just like a filler episode that became like a special. I liked it, but again, I was kind of disappointed because again, I was expecting so much more. You know, Jodie's going to leave.
Yeah.
Where's Davros? You would think all these things in your head, but still, you know what? It was good.
And that's the one. And that's the one good thing I loved about that's another thing I loved about this episode. It didn't have Davros in it. I mean, granted, it's nice to see. It's one of those. It's nice to see him, but but in the original series, after they introduced Davros in Genesis of the Daleks, it really did get old after a while.
Oh, it kept coming back to life, and he was
always it really did.
Hundreds of years.
Like I said, I could understand maybe like a random
few
episode, but it's like every single time from Davison through McCoy, it was like, oh boy.
But it's expected that
I'm 5 seconds late.
But it's expected that Jodie was going to fight Davros.
Yeah,
she didn't. Well, not yet. Anyway, we don't know. But also, I just want to point out that I heard that Russell T. Davis has been in communication with Jodie Whittaker, and she's going to be putting the suit back on.
Okay.
Even though she filmed her regeneration, supposedly she will be in the 60th anniversary.
Which, I'm sorry, I agree. I have no problems with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm okay. I'm cool with Jodie returning. But we might get the regeneration that you talked about where we don't know who the hell it is.
To me, that's the best way of doing it.
Because why have her right away unless something went wrong and the doctors have to repair the future doctor or something, right? So maybe you're right. Maybe that might happen.
So I will say that I know it sounds like I'm getting off the subject for a minute, but I do love the fact that the next special has my third favorite creatures in it, and that's the
Sea Devils. That's great.
And that redesign, I love the redesign. I'm sorry.
Oh, so do I. The way the eyes move.
Yeah, and that smirk it gives at the end of the sea. Oh God,
I loved it.
3 times. I had chills every time. I loved it.
I loved it, bro. I loved it.
And somebody mentioned, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 days after I saw the trailer for like the umpteenth dozen time. Somebody said, comment about, now we know why they wear that samurai armor in the future, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But
I'm so happy. I am happy he brought them back, though. Finally.
Yes.
It's a long time in coming.
Yes. Now we just need the Draconians, and I'll be equally happy because we've already had the Ice Warriors. We now are getting.
Right. And if you remember, I did predict that she was going to be traveling to China.
Yep.
Remember I was saying how that was the China deal, that in an episode
I was waiting for it. I figured they would do it.
They weren't happy about it, I heard, but they still got it. They got it China,
I honestly thought they were going to do it before Chibnall's era. To me, when that China deal went in, that's one of the reasons I was sitting here thinking.
But again, they're not happy with the portrayal of it. But still, they got what they wanted. It's not the way they wanted it, I guess. So the thing is, of course, the Dalek one just had nothing to really do with the Timeless Child, which maybe we need a break because the Vanquishers really was such a friggin' hodgepodge of a. How do you again? I want to touch upon the Vanquishers because the thing is
go ahead.
I think that the division is full of shit. I think it's a hot air balloon. I think that when it all boils down to it, it's this old lady and this gardening tools with an ood and this weird ship that looks like a tree. If the division was as powerful as they made it out to be, it would be like the Time War. We had soldiers with guns at the gates, and they were waiting to shoot the Daleks. They would be shooting anybody that comes in. They'd be shooting a Swarm. They'd be shooting a Zore, whatever. Like, it was all bullshit. I think it's a smoke screen. I think that the division is not anything big at all. And this lady is just nuts in her head, thinking she's big as part of the big three.
She's bigger than what she really thinks she is.
Yeah, she's not anything, I don't think. No. And I don't even think she's crazy. I think that she had a daughter. The daughter died. The kids don't regenerate. That they have to be in the academy. And the Time Lords wouldn't restore the kid. And she went crazy thinking that the doctor is her kid and all this shit. And I think none of it. I don't think anything of it. Maybe she got a hold of the doctor, and then there was a regeneration that she created
at some point in time.
Right, and she created that. I looked upon it. But I think the Time Lords reset it. Honestly. It was a second doctor.
I think the doctor is the very first person.
No, I think it's the second doctor she got a hold of when they were doing the missions. Yeah. He got hurt. He regenerated. The Time Lords found out about it. They restored him back to normal. And, that you never knew that there was another doctor in between, basically.
What I was thinking is when she did the whole thing, oh, you're my daughter. What I'm thinking is, once again, it's the transference thing. But what I was going on the fact was, and I've even reported about it on several Doctor Who blogs, that the child that was found at that entrance was a total separate child altogether.
Right. Didn't have regeneration.
Tatooine was amongst a handful of people looking for the entrance trying to find where the giant vampires were coming into our universe.
Oh yeah, because remember they were at war with the vampires.
Yeah, they were at war. I think. Yeah,
that was another thing.
I was thinking, and they found this child instead.
That was the war before the Time War. They were an old
which caused them to
they killed all the vampires except for what, 2?
One. It was the great vampire. That one escaped to the east.
Just the one. It was the one vampire that escaped.
Yeah, and I said probably what happened is she started doing that like eugenics or neogenics type experiments on this child,
right?
Just for shits and giggles.
Right.
Died, but due to she had been doing the same experiments on others, she was imprisoned on Shada.
Maybe.
And then I sort of do a time jump to the Time War, and the whole notion is that they had found another Eye of Harmony on Shada, and trying to use that for the Time War blew a chunk of Shada away. And here we go. Here's the bigger. Somehow there was experiments still going on. They found a way to send a Time Lord to that section of Shada.
What was it, Morbius?
It was that Time Lord's fob watch that was found. They somehow either escaped or died. Tatooine, being in pretty much connection with an ally on Gallifrey, wanted to know who it was. So because the doctor's memory engrams, let's put it that way, was one of the ones that were sent over.
Right.
That's why she was affected by the watch the way she was, but it's not really her
They
watch.
could. You're right. They could make a thing where Joe Martin's doctor is like Jackson Lake.
Yeah.
Where they just have the memories, but it's not really the doctor.
Yeah, because like I said, I was even going on the standpoint that the Joe Martin doctor was a CIA agent who was caught while trying to find out who was breaching the Matrix. And the whole notion of the timeless child was actually created by Rassilon, trying to fake out the doctor in a way.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to retake Gallifrey.
I just want to touch upon stuff that Memory's talking about.
Okay.
We do know that, Tom Baker's doctor was the first one to encounter Davros, and we know that Peter Davison's fifth doctor encountered him, Colin Baker encountered him, Sylvester McCoy encountered him. It got canceled. They brought it back with a TV special, but of course there was nothing to do with Davros. It was just the Master with the Eighth Doctor. They brought the Eighth Doctor back in Night of the Doctor, right? And then I don't count the Big Finish. But Ninth Doctor, they basically thought they were extinct, the Daleks. They found one, and then they had the special, Parting the Ways. The 10th Doctor encountered Davros. The 11th Doctor did not. And Peter Capaldi's Doctor encountered Davros. And I understand that not all New Who Doctors encountered Davros.
Yeah.
But I still would have thought that with everything going on with Jodie, you needed
I was expecting Jodie to.
You needed her to encounter him, really.
They could possibly bring in Davros for her last one, though. That's just it.
Yeah, Russell T. Davis, I think, should have Davros.
There you go.
There you go. 60th anniversary, Davros, Jodie, Matt Smith. David Tennant. Why not? Why not? Honestly.
There you go.
The
60th anniversary.
Davros, the Daleks, the Doctors.
Davros.
Yep, and maybe Joe Martin you could throw in it for good measure.
Yeah.
Who knows? Or maybe not. We'll see. I know Joe Martin and Master.
Joe Martin being from a multiverse.
Joe Martin and the Master are going to be probably in the centennial episode we heard. Right.
And the sad thing is the Joe Martin Doctor is how the Doctor should have been.
She's an awesome Doctor.
Yeah, I love her as the Doctor.
You really don't want her to make it where she's not really the Doctor.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
But at the same time, you don't want to screw up.
Should have been not this pom throwing.
That's why you got to have her like the War Doctor doesn't count as a Doctor.
Yeah,
and she's doing stuff that the Doctor wouldn't do.
And third Doctor.
Right, she doesn't count because she's doing stuff that the Doctor wouldn't do against his oath against how you're supposed to be the Doctor. Like she's doing crazy shit. So she's the fugitive Doctor. You get the War Doctor, and then the second and third Doctor.
That's how they could do. That's how they could market her. She's the fugitive Doctor.
Fugitive Doctor.
We got the War Doctor, so why not the
1, 2, fugitive, 3.
Yeah.
Right. You could do it that way. That's fine. I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. See, that's the one thing I'm sort of torn about, making her a pawn of Rassilon, because I liked her so much as the Doctor.
And I honestly think that they had the regeneration limits, and that they restored the regenerations where it wouldn't be affected by her appearing, right?
Yeah.
Just like I feel that for some reason I have this thing in my head that Jodie is going to battle whoever. They're going to stop her where she can't regenerate. And then she's going to think, right? Because Russell T. Davis has input, right, in this.
Yeah.
She's going to think, well, how could I regenerate without regenerations, right? And the one thing that she can do is she can go to Donna Noble's house.
Yeah.
She could do the mind meld thing. She could pluck the regeneration energy out of her, make her completely human, and then she won't have to worry about a metacrisis Donna, because she basically took the regeneration energy out of her, and she regenerates one more time.
I got you even one more. Got you one more. Remember, 12th Doctor used regeneration energy on Davros. She does the same thing, but to Davros.
No, but he kind of used it up though, because he regenerated. Like he.
Okay. Well,
but with Donna Noble, we know. But the thing is about Donna Noble, we know that she still has a regeneration energy because she basically blasted all the Masters with it. Remember? So it's still inside of her. So in other words, it is true that the regeneration is not completely regenerated done unless the doctor changes his face. So it doesn't matter that they made a Metacrisis doctor.
Yeah.
The regeneration process was not completed. So technically, Donna Noble has one regeneration in her that if the 13th Doctor runs out of regeneration energy, she could basically trick the system, be just like the Master, go to Donna Noble, take the regeneration energy out of her, and that's basically it. And I think that's what then you would have a thing, because if you have the 60th, you could have Donna Noble back to normal, memories restored, not gonna die, with a reunion with David Tennant.
I will say this much, yeah. Her memories are restored, but she just has temporary, I'm not going to say full amnesia, but she just has...
No, but it would work out, because you would have the companion with David Tennant would be Donna Noble.
Yeah.
And then you would have the companion with Matt Smith be
that way,
Amy and Rory, because they didn't want to come back.
They could explain I know Big Finish is totally separate.
But Amy and Rory could be with Matt Smith.
Yeah.
And then you could have Clara with the 12th. Or you could have Bill Potts and Arnold, if you don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
To this day, I'm sorry. To this day, I think they wasted Bill for being a male, being a modern day companion. To this day, she could have been the...
Well, they still could make the companions be the new Torchwood, because obviously they're not going to... They're going to have a whole new Torchwood team.
Yeah.
We could have Yaz with Martha Jones.
Yeah.
And River could be popping in there, and then maybe was talking about an old rumor that Hayden was joking around saying that David Tennant was going to be another Doctor again. Remember that? Remember Hayden was saying that they was going to be another Doctor, and then they were going to have other. Yeah, and that I don't know. That probably never happened.
And I've been mentioning this quite several times on a lot of these YouTube channel blogs, that I hate saying this, but due to how Chibnall did the Doctor, they need to put the female Doctor on the back burner for a time.
They kind of do, actually, because he kind of screwed it up so bad that it needs a break.
I'm sorry, but I'm not opposed to having a female Doctor, but
they kind of
due to way Chibnall pretty much.
And nothing to do with about a female being a Doctor, but they kind of people are kind of mad now.
Yeah,
and you do want to have the Doctor be a female again, but just give it a rest. Don't test the waters. Don't piss people off anymore.
Yeah.
Just
if you want
get another. Go back to being a male.
Like maybe 3-4 generations down the line.
Right, that's fine. But just Davis will be bringing another one.
I'm sorry, but it's due to the way Chibnall screwed up Doctor Who, and pretty much made Whittaker look like a piss poor Doctor. They need to wait 3 or 4 down the line.
So what did you rate the Eve of the Daleks, by the way?
Eve, I'm going to say it's 7. I'm going to give you that much. I'm going to at least give it a 7. It was that. It was good.
Pretty much. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stop this live stream. Me and Scott are going to talk a little bit, and then if Scott wants to, we will do an everything show, because we're going to talk about other stuff
tomorrow, because I'm off Thursday and Friday.
And so am I. So there you go. So podcasts are back. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now.